So come on in, sound check done, let's begin. Breaking news, the guess is you, streaming live for you to view. Open House the podcast, Open House the podcast. Oh,
here we go, ladies and gentlemen, it is Thursday. I guess we gotta learn how to do this circle thing I just set up. There it is. Welcome to Thursday, everybody. Check the screen transition out here, Summer. This is Summer's first time. There it is.
Hey.
There we are. Season 2. Woo! Season 2. We did it. I don't know what that is. There it is. Wow, that was super
We
loud,
made it
wasn't
to season 2.
We are here, season 2. Yeah. There it is. So I recorded this offhand because I wanted to get your reaction. Summer has not seen this yet. I know you guys, a lot of people out there might have seen the one little cryptic video. For those of you that are listening to the podcast, this is going to be our introduction to season 2. And for those of you that are watching and following us and continue to watch and follow us, welcome to your new Thursdays at 11 o'clock. Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
So there's the number one difference from season 1.
Yeah.
Yep. So no
yeah.
more Friday at 10 a.m.
Oh, I
It'll
thought-
be Thursday at 11 a.m.
I thought you were going to say I'm wearing hats now.
Oh, no, that too.
Okay, well now I was like, you know what'd be fun is like every, and I stole this idea. I'll tell you where I got it from. Actually, it was, there used to be a show called Tosh Point or something. And it was funny, every season he would wear a different type of sweater.
Really?
I think, if I remember.
That's fun.
So I was like, man, well, every
I never
season.
noticed that, but
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah, so I was like, well, every season, well, and you did too. It's actually, for those of you that don't know this, me and Summer, we have not seen each other this entire month.
We have not.
This was a horrible idea. We're never taking a break again. I can't go a month without seeing you because we have
Our break, it felt like it was only 3 weeks.
It was old, but doesn't it feel like I haven't
It
seen you
feels
in
like
a year?
more. It feels like 6 weeks, like more than a month. We haven't seen each other at all, and that was what was super exciting too about today on the podcast. So you guys will see the synergy, the real life happening.
yeah. It was, and it's fun because I have been working on, especially the intro now. I've been working on this forever, but we've got a bunch of extra surprises to show you guys. And of course, tell you about the upcoming things. I'm not sure how long this episode will be. This is just kind of our introduction. Someone and I have some videos that we got to film, some promos. It'll be our first time doing those promos, and so there's a lot going on. And there's more. Summer, you haven't seen it all, but what? So this is your first time seeing the, and it's fun because your reaction. This is your first time seeing the full package countdown timer starting
So that
soon.
was awesome. That was awesome.
and the intro to the show, all brand new.
I'm happy that you recorded my
Your
reaction. Yeah.
So I'll tell you what's funny, and this is how life works, right? Mm-hmm. In my head, this was completely different than what actually happened. So in my head, you're like, wow, this is the most amazing thing ever, right? And your mind is just getting completely blown because you had no idea what I've been working on this whole time, right?
Yeah.
In reality, and we'll show a clip to it right after this in the post edit, right? Remember that.
Did I not react the way?
No, you know what you did?
I do.
Go ahead. You tell them. I'll tell
No, you tell them.
All right, yeah, you freaked out.
I freaked out.
Because she saw the clock. So all of a sudden she goes, ah! There's 30 seconds left. I got to get ready. I'm like, man, we're ready. We've done this.
Yeah.
But it's funny, isn't it? That
it is.
You get on, and this, one of the things that I really want to push this season is there's a couple of things. Number one, we are scheduling out guests, and we want everybody from the ordinary to extraordinary, because here's our tagline, guys. Everybody has a story to share, and inside those stories, there are success principles waiting to be uncovered. And that is right here is one of them. So like our show is a good example of, man, do you remember how confident you were when we had Muska on?
Yeah.
And it was like,
I do, because like I was just comfortable, confident, but we had been doing the podcast, you know, for like 9 weeks in a row.
Now think about that.
More than 9 weeks.
Since November, right? I think, or October.
It was
even.
October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So think about that. So we have been doing the podcast longer than we haven't been doing the podcast.
Exactly.
But then there's that 3-week period.
Yep.
That we, by the way, said, oh, we'll get together and we'll do some social media stuff. And none of that happened. But it's how it works,
It
right?
is. And it's funny because I know I think I know where you're going.
I bet you
Because
do.
you go from being so confident and like you're doing this new thing and you're like, yeah, I'm killing it.
Yeah.
But really all it takes is that, you know, like you're on a graph, like you go up and down.
Yeah.
It just takes that one.
That one little
you
blip.
go down a little bit and then you feel like you're starting over. But I don't really feel like I'm starting over, but I feel like I'm starting over with the nervousness.
Yeah. Well,
I got butterflies again.
Yeah. Which is not, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but what it is, it's interesting because it's just like anything in life, right? And I always remember the train scenario. I was always taught the train scenario, especially when it comes for entrepreneurs in general, when it comes to like prospecting and doing the thing that they should be doing every day.
Yeah.
It's like it's somebody loading coal into a train, and then you stop that train, all that momentum that you had, then it takes time to restart up again.
It does.
Now, I will say that there definitely does need to be a break, and there's two principles that we can pull out of this right in the very beginning of a non-serious show.
Yeah.
The number one is the next time we take a break, because this happens to a lot of people. You plan on it, you think, all right, I'll do stuff, but then there was no real plan around that, right?
No, you're right.
So with no
You're
plan,
right.
then we don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And then what ends up happening is all that momentum that we had, it was like, now you're right, we know how to ride the bike, but did it get a little awkward? You forgot that. I caught myself. That normally never happens. What I was about to say is, you know how when you ride a bike for after a long time, your butt hurts? And I was like, that's kind of like this. My butt got sore, but luckily my mind caught it and I didn't mention it at all. So,
Good.
Yeah.
No, it is. It's just like that.
It
is.
Yeah, and you're like, wow, except for instead of your butt getting sore, you get butterflies in your stomach, I guess. I don't know. Some people, I guess, get butterflies when they ride bikes. I don't know.
And if you've never rode a bike before, of course.
You get that nervous, but see, it's that good nervous energy, I think.
It is.
You know?
It's like, it is. It's nervous energy and like... Everybody reacts to their nervousness in a different way, but it does. Like, I feel like it shoots endorphins or something into your brain that you're like, all right, we got to do this. We're doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when you do it, it's one of those things where, again, when you stop, and this happens in business all the time. People, they get going, and then all of a sudden they stop. And here was the second mistake that we made. And I've said this forever. I don't care what business you're in. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're anything out there where you're reaching out to people, if you're in real estate, if you're in an MLM, if you're whatever it is, I learned this in an MLM. Never show your last plan. And I've always taught that to everybody. See, when we shut down, we had an idea of when it was going to start again, but we didn't have a solidified date. And the other thing that we didn't do is we didn't say, and on Monday we're getting together to do this. We didn't have our next plan.
Yeah.
And when that happens, that's what ends up killing a lot of businesses as a whole. They hit a goal, and it's the same thing with goals. Hey, you know what? I just want to get to the point where I do two transactions a month. Then they hit that goal with no further goal.
Yeah, and then they like plateau.
A lot of people will either plateau or they hit it and they'll actually go backwards again too.
Backwards.
So you got to be really careful with that, and you got to make sure that whenever you're going after something, you definitely want to, especially when you're ADD.
Well, yeah, and like definitely, especially when you're ADD. But and even like when you're, working your everyday business and you take a week and a half vacation. You know, it's kind of like the same situation. When you come back from that vacation, you plan this vacation in order to go, but when you come back, you have to kind of get back to your groove, your work groove, and your reality life groove.
And moving. Yeah.
So I'm getting back to Open House the podcast groove.
And it's funny because, when you're taking that time and like you just said, even when you're on vacation, how many people, when they leave for vacation, it's the busiest they get. And then when they get back from vacation, they get super overwhelmed. And it's almost like all that relaxation that you did before you left, all of a sudden,
cancels out or something.
Like a day ago, you're getting massaged by the ocean, by somebody that had, I don't know, jelly from a walrus or something.
Wow.
I've never been to Cuba.
That's
you can
cool.
tell. Yeah, I hear
Okay.
that's what happens.
I don't know.
Yeah. So apparently we need to get to Cuba if anybody knows. But you know, and then all of a sudden you're feeling it, and then you're like, oh, I gotta head back. And then that Monday hits or the Tuesday or whenever you get back, right?
Yeah.
And that's where people get kind of depressed, but then they also feel overwhelmed. I'm back and I've got all this stuff that I need to do, right? If you plan, then you have that roadmap. When I get back, X, Y, and Z is what I'm going to address. Here's what I'm going to do. And chaos planning, right? Because something probably went wrong while you're gone.
Yeah.
So I'm going to dedicate my 1 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right after lunch. I always recommend after lunch.
Yeah, because you don't want to be hangry.
That's it. Well, you know what's funny is in Gary Keller's The One Thing, and I love this when he put the study in here, and it makes so much sense. He did a study about when people were being convicted of crimes and when the judges were more lenient.
Oh, yeah.
And the judges are always more lenient after breakfast and after lunch. If you ever have a court case, and I hope you don't.
I hope it's not right before lunch.
Yeah, do not
Too
go
long
right before
after
lunch.
breakfast.
Yes, get that breakfast or that after lunch
No,
appointment.
it makes sense. And I feel like that's when our brains like need like those nutrients the most is like that time of day. Like I feel like lunch is, they say breakfast is the most important, and it might be.
Yeah.
But lunch, I feel like lunch is really important too.
I
Really gets
feel
you
like
going.
all of them are
and that's
important.
why if you skip lunch, you get. I think you get the most hangry around lunchtime.
I agree with that. I think. Have you ever done a really long fast?
Yeah.
How long have you done?
I mean, not like super long, but I've maybe done a 24-hour.
Okay, I did 30 days one time.
Wait, yeah, no, I don't do that.
Here's the thing. It was horrible. It's one of those. I wouldn't recommend. Now I was doing. If anybody out there is familiar, this was really really popular. Like in 2015, maybe earlier or later.
Like you stop
the
eating
2000s.
before a certain time or something.
So it was known as the lemonade cleanse. Okay, and here's what you did. You did nothing but drink this lemonade water. And some of you guys have been this or known this. Shoot us comments. Let us know if you've ever heard of this or done this. But it's fresh squeezed lemon juice. Okay, it took 2 lemons to make a whole day's worth of meals.
Do they put sugar in this?
You doing it yourself. It's fresh squeezed lemons mixed with grade B maple syrup. The grade B is the thicker. It's got some wood pulp in it for nutrition or something like that.
Yeah.
And then cayenne pepper. You put it all together and you shake it up into a giant container, and that's all you eat or drink for a set period of time. It's called the lemonade cleanse. Now, I did this, the first time that I did it, it was a challenge. I love to challenge myself. And somebody said, to be honest, like the hardest thing for me to challenge is when it comes to eating habits. Just being 100% out there.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things, I shared
The
with
master cleanse
There
diet,
it is. You
also
just
known
looked
as
it
the
up.
lemonade diet.
There it is.
Quick
That's it.
weight loss. No solid
Yeah.
food is eaten for at least 10 days.
That's
and the
it.
only source of calories and nutrients is a homemade sweetened lemon beverage.
That's it.
Crazy.
Yep.
I bet you would lose a lot of weight.
Yeah, so they say when you do stuff like that, you don't do it to lose weight. The reason I did it was to take a food addiction and shift it, and it really worked well for it. It worked well, and I felt so good doing it. The first time I did it for 3 days. Somebody challenged me to do it.
Yeah.
And I love a good challenge. So I did it for 3 days.
That's crazy.
And I felt really okay. Then I did it for the 5 days, and I felt a little bit better. And I did it for the 10 days, and I felt phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
So then I was like, I wonder how long I could do this for. And the longest that I've heard that they recommend that you do it safely. Now you got to remember, I would not recommend. First off, do not take any nutritional advice from this guy here. Okay,
You better stop.
I should probably put a warning up, right? Or a warning. Like Summer made me put an epileptic seizure warning on the one video that
I did. So
Fuck.
if you guys seen our Instagram post announcing season 2,
yeah,
he sent it to me first, and I was looking at it, and before I even turned on the sound, I was like I couldn't look at it, and I was like,
Yes.
Johnny, I think that's a serious thing that we have to warn people.
Yeah,
That
it was so
it's very flashy.
What's funny about that is your text, which was serious, and I was like, "That's cool." You know me. I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." At first, and I was like, "No, I don't want anybody to actually get hurt." Like,
No, yeah,
I had
and
that first ADD hit of, "Yeah, we're that podcast that made a bunch of people, freak out.
Like, because it's so
Sweet.
awesome. Yeah,
But,
no,
yeah.
until you see it's because I've seen other videos online, and there's always a trigger warning if there's something.
So that was actually a portion of what was going to be the intro to the show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's funny. That's the only one video that you sent me.
Yeah. Well, I stopped because I didn't want to have to put a trigger warning
On every
episode. I kind of do, but I don't. I was like, well, I'm going to tone it down. So we toned the intro down.
I'm sure our guests will appreciate that.
Maybe. I don't know. Some people will, some people won't. It is what it is. As long as I get to still throw glitter at some point in time.
Glitter's the best.
But rounding it back around, so this lemonade cleanse, right?
Yeah.
So warning, don't take my advice. Look it up yourself.
Yeah, we're
blah,
not
blah, blah.
doctors. We don't recommend.
Physicians, check
Look
with
it up
your
yourself.
doctor. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, check with your doctor. I said look it up yourself.
Yeah, if it seems good, do it. No. So the way that it works is the 10 days, I'd done the 10 days. And again, I felt phenomenal.
Eddie said, enjoying your show. Got to go for now.
Okay.
So I want to say bye, Eddie. Thank you
Peace.
for watching.
Hey, don't forget you can catch up on anywhere podcasts are listened to.
Yeah, catch back up later.
Yeah, you can catch up. That's cool. But here's the thing. The lemonade diet, the way that you start it, you're supposed to start it, and I didn't ever start. You're supposed to work yourself up to it, right?
Yeah.
So you stop eating harder foods. I think they recommend salads, and then you do maybe like soup and stuff. And for sure, when you're done with it, no matter how long or little you do, you have to go and start on like a salad or a light soup, maybe light vegetable type of thing right afterwards.
Kind of like coax yourself back to whole foods
correct?
again.
Because you hadn't had food in a while, your body actually stops producing acid. And
you probably wouldn't digest it as fast,
because it goes straight into your system,
and
right?
yeah, other problems may occur then.
Well, and they do at 30 days. So I don't recommend anybody do it. In fact, the last time I did it was the 30-day one, and I can probably never do it again.
Yeah.
Because that was I pushed my body way to the limit. The point to all that was, it's interesting even when it comes to something like that, because I used to remember telling back then my wife, like, don't forget that day 3 and day 7 are the hardest, and day 2 through like 10, I'm just going to be a horrible human being.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't want to be. And it's funny because I watch people fast, and it's funny because they're all like, oh, I don't get miserable. And then, they're like, where's that turtle on the road? I'm like, what just happened? Why? Because it walked there. Like, why is that a big deal?
Yeah.
Like, I hate turtles. And I'm like, what did the turtle do? Do you think maybe
I'm
you
not
need
in a
some
bad
food?
mood,
Yeah,
though.
no. He goes, no, it has nothing to do with the fast.
It's just a turtle.
Thanks for asking. Yeah. I'm like, okay.
No, that's,
Yeah.
The ultimate angry, hungry person.
Yeah, the ultimate hungry, angry person. So, so I get that way. I understand judges, and now because that's how we started this thing, and now I've gotten to the point where I have no idea why we're talking about judges.
We were talking about judges, I think, because we were talking about food around lunch.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about why people get hangry. You brought the hangry thing up, I think, but I don't remember.
Well, I am happy that we could reiterate how important lunch is on our podcast today.
So the point is, we want you to be a guest.
And if you come, we will feed you.
Don't do that. You keep doing stuff like that. I think we have to head down to Florida because you did this.
Yeah.
If depending on where you're at, we absolutely have the ability, and we want guests. And we were talking about finding success in every story, and we have the ability.
Yeah, we have a prospective guest.
Yes, that we're pretty sure we're going to head down to see. But it wasn't
really a plan until I just was like, yeah, we'll go right on down. No problem.
Yeah. And they're like, well, they live in Florida.
Oh, John, I wasn't with Johnny either. And I was like, oh, Johnny, just so you know, we're going to Florida.
Yep, that's how it happened.
Yeah.
So I got another surprise for you here, Sam. I want to show you this. This is going to be, this is the other thing that you haven't seen. I know that you've watched me work on this, but this will be your first time. And so for those of you that are interested, if you want to going into season 2 as well, you're more than welcome to jump here. And this is your first time looking at this, isn't it? Is that showing up on your screen?
Do I hit add to scene?
Oh, I wish you would. Is that there?
Do that again.
It says that it's sharing right now.
Okay.
So there it is. Perfect. Hey, you solved an age-old problem that I had of not knowing how to do this.
Oh, cool.
There it is.
Okay.
Cool. So what's
Wow.
is the video's not showing on there though, is it?
No.
There it goes. It took a second. Did it pop in on your
Yeah,
side?
it's on there.
Awesome. So guys, we have a brand new website. Up at the top is the Be Our Guest button. You can click on that to be our guest.
Wow.
All the different places that we're streaming on can be found on the website. All brand new snazzy stuff. If you want to see our story and about how that all started up, that's on there. And this is the part you haven't seen yet. This has all been completely redone. If you want to get a hold of us, all of our information's on there. And then, there's our Be Our Guest form.
Be our guest. Be our guest. I love it.
Put the... So, yeah.
Wow, you guys... Check out the website. That's awesome. It's up and running now.
It's up and running right meow. Yep.
Oh, beautiful.
One of the
Lovely.
things, maybe we'll have to do this for season 3. I want to be able to figure out how to make it, and what probably will come with a producer. I want to figure out how to make it so that as we're live, people could actually go straight to the website and then see the live feed from our website as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, that would be awesome. We'll have to ask someone for help.
However, that being said, I really do like the idea of having the YouTube, people go into YouTube and see it wherever. So it's been good.
Or we'll maybe put something in there that it is a redirect link of YouTube. And
I have one more thing I want to show you.
Okay.
While I'm doing that, yeah, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, it's just. What?
You don't want to mention what's new with you this time around?
Oh, what's new with me?
Yeah. We both did a thing. Yep.
Okay, guys. So I'll tell you what I did. So I got a haircut.
Yay!
Yay! So now.
In my head, this also went different. This is epic. Like there was this grand reveal. Like, guess what's new in my life?
Yep,
I'm now a man. Nope.
Nope. I am now a fully brunette. Is really what it is. I suppose I had blonde on the ends of my hair and I chopped them off. So it feels good. Got some fresh hair and I got my nails done too.
You know what? I'm going to do this in post-edit. I don't know why I'm not doing this. Which is good. The last time, man, you really had a lot, like in a 3 week period of time. All I did was not do my hair and put a hat on for the show.
No, I went shopping and got new outfits for the podcast.
Yeah. I'm wearing my magenta pink actually on purpose today too, so that we had so it blended in with the background. Apparently.
Yeah, and with my nails, they're the same.
So,
but yeah, that's what's new with me. I mean, everything else is still the same.
yeah,
Still
nothing's
rocking
changed
out.
in your life.
Nope.
Yeah, no, I know. Me either, except for this hat. I am getting a dove though.
No, that's awesome. Your dove, he had a dove. Johnny, I don't think he shared it.
I should have. You know what? I'll tell you what. I should almost. I wonder if I could load it and share it on the podcast right now.
Yeah.
Because that I put a video, and it's weird. It's hard. It's weird when you're in a position where and Robert Courtney always told us, be your unique self.
Yeah.
Not only that, but also feel free to be vulnerable. Right.
Yeah.
So I put this really vulnerable video out. And by putting it out, I mean, I filmed it, edited it, and then sent it to Summer and then said, I'm not putting this out. It's dumb. It's about me and a bird.
I don't think it's dumb. I think, like how Robert Courtney said, like how you said, be your true emotional self.
Yeah.
Well, everybody has emotions and ups and downs that come in life, and we talk about it on the podcast. And like, if we do maybe share our real life experiences, like instead of just talking about it, like sharing it, that is your raw, true self. Like we're just another person,
Yeah, it's one of those things where when you see it, it really is. It's one of those uncomfortable things. Sometimes it just gets super uncomfortable.
Yes.
To be like, here's a guy that's sad about a bird. In the meantime, let me ask you a question. And this actually was one of the things I wanted to talk about today. When's the last time you killed an animal?
That I killed?
Like, yeah.
Like
yeah.
I murdered?
Yeah, you murdered an animal, yeah.
Okay, I've never murdered an animal.
There's no way.
I've
You've
never killed.
like you never stepped on a frog accidentally
No.
or ran. Are you one of those people that will like
Yes.
go into oncoming traffic
Yes.
to skip a squirrel?
It's bad, but yeah.
That is
I've never
bad.
hit an animal.
Just people?
No, I never hit a person. I hit mailboxes.
From just getting away from the animal.
That's true.
That's why you didn't get your check. So hit a squirrel today, completely murked
You
him. Oh yeah.
did?
Oh, he's completely dead.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was
Did
interesting.
you like see him come in, or you just calm?
Here's the thing. And it was actually really good because I've got 4 boys, and it taught them a really good principle because they
Okay.
were all in the car.
Yeah. Were
And
they sad?
One was.
I bet I know which one.
Yeah, which one do you think it was?
The youngest.
No, I don't know. Actually, he's not the one that's most emotional about stuff like that. It's Titus that typically gets like that.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't see that.
Yeah. You could.
He's the high energy one.
Yeah.
That's why though he's got a lot of feelings.
Yeah. He feels feelings.
He does.
But it's a really good analogy for life, and I'm going to put this into my coaching too. I love this. The squirrel just starts to dart across the road, running as fast as he can, and he's 5 miles down the road from me.
Yeah.
If he would have gone, he would have been to the other side, up the tree, and chewing on some nuts before anything
Before
had ever
Johnny
happened.
came around.
Yeah. We saw him, but he did what people do in life. He gets to the middle of the road and he sees me coming.
And he got scared.
He stops.
What did you do?
I'm not going to stop. I have to. There's oncoming traffic, and I'm not going to hit a mailbox.
I know. Your kids are in the car.
Right.
Yes.
However, he's in the middle of the road. He's not in the middle of my road, and he's not under my tire.
Yeah.
Okay? He has enough time at this point in time, the squirrel, to make a decision. Now, he's already screwed up, and I taught this to my kids. He's already screwed up because he made it halfway, and then he stopped. Mm-hmm. If he would have just kept going, like I said before, he would have had his award. He would have had his prize if he would have just trucked forward without letting fear get in his way.
Yeah.
But then he saw an oncoming obstacle, a big silver thing. I don't know what he thinks. I don't know what squirrels think. And he says, "Oh, that crazy silver bush is heading my way really fast. I'm going to stop and think about this." Mm-hmm. And then he does. Should I go back to where I started?
And then he thought too late.
Then he turned around and started running back. He goes, "No, I can make it." Then he turns around again.
Oh, squirrel.
And then he says,
Johnny, I'm kind of getting sad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then he says, "Well, now that I've made it halfway, you know what? I think I'm going to make it." And if he jumps out in front of my car. He makes it past both tires, and he was almost there.
And he was like,
and he
"Never
said,
mind."
"Nope, I'm not going to make it."
Oh.
And he turned around.
Oh,
and
squirrely.
thump, thump.
So, okay, all this is going on in the squirrel's head,
Yeah.
but all you see is a squirrel going back.
Well, I'm teaching my kids a lesson.
Is that what he was doing actually, though?
Yeah.
Like he was just running in the road back.
He
Like
ran.
going,
yeah,
stopping.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what he did. And
Yeah.
he had multiple opportunities to finally make it.
Yeah.
But he allowed fear to make the wrong decision, and then he decided to make the worst decision of all.
Yeah, he messed
He
up.
was almost there. If he would have just
no
kept
going
going
back.
even if he would have stopped near that other curb, he
Yep.
would have made it.
You know.
He literally ran under my tire.
Yep.
And then that was the lesson I taught my kids. I said, this happens to adults all the time.
Yeah.
We start something, we start running towards something.
Mm-hmm.
If we would have made it if we just ran straight, but we're humans.
Yep.
We get nervous. Guys, we're going into March right now.
Yeah,
this
it's
is a
kinda
podcast
crazy,
for
though.
entrepreneurs. You know how many
Yeah.
entrepreneurs have just been dead this last month because they don't. And right now, they're at a pivotal moment of, all right, I've been sitting in the middle of the road. Do I turn around and run back? Which is fine for some people. He would have been safe on either side, by the way.
Right.
His goal was over here.
Yeah. He knew
Where he was coming from was over here.
he knew his goal.
Either side, he would have been okay. But
Uh-huh.
what he decided to do instead was second guess, and then instead of just continuing to move forward, he turned around and then he did the worst thing possible, because Gary Keller says what you focus on expands.
Yeah.
The entire time he would think about his goal, but now there's this obstacle. He focused on the obstacle, and what did he do? He jumped right into it.
Uh-huh.
Now, I'm thankful for little Mr. Squirrel and his obstacle obsession, because now I get to make the point.
Yeah.
And so
It sucks.
Yeah.
His life
Yeah. Well,
It's ended.
But
Poor squirrel.
But the business principle behind it, and I'm like, man, this is just so powerful, because right now, so many people, like I said, they're focusing on what am I going to do? Nothing has come in for the past couple of months, and it's in every industry right now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Real estate's feeling it. You know, there's a majority of industries out there.
100%.
And it's because it's the slowest season. What's really funny is that this happens every year this time of year, and then everybody gets really surprised. The other thing,
yeah, it's because we're in Michigan here.
Yeah, yes.
We get cold winter months. We'll get blizzards.
we get
we'll
zero
get
sun.
zero sun, and we get a bit depressed when that happens because we love the sun.
Are you one of those people? Do you get depressed when the sun is out?
I don't think I'm like depressed, but I think you feel a difference like when the sun is out. And even yesterday it was very sunny here, and that was 2 days ago. But anyway, it was really sunny, and it's not like I'm depressed, but you go outside and you're like, wow, it's going to be a good day. I want to go for a walk or something. Because to be able to go outside and not be stuck at the office or stuck in your house or just stuck inside, it's nice when you can go outside.
Yeah, 100%.
It just makes me happier.
Yeah, well, and you know, there's you get vitamin D, and vitamin D helps with a lot of things too. So it's funny because you mentioned yesterday was a horribly. You know what's even funnier is how people change. If the sun is out, they're super happy and everything's going great.
Oh yeah.
But when that sun goes away and it's cloudy or stormy or cold the next day, everybody seems to be super mad. It's one of those.
But it's funny too, because like you said, it happens every year, and then every year we are all like, what do we do? What do we do? But honestly, it's one more day of February.
Yeah.
I feel like we already got through the worst of our winter months, and the sun's already staying out longer, and I feel like a lot of more work can get done.
Well, I'll tell you one thing's for sure that I'm super, super happy about. I hate non-daylight savings time. I don't know, what is that? Standard time? Standard time is dumb. I hate
like
standard
when it
time.
Gets dark at 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Here's a great idea, guys. I don't know, and again, I've heard multiple stories. I've heard it's because of the butterflies and the dude in Germany and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But today we live in 2025. Okay, like
I know
we don't live by candlelight. We live by the light of our screens because people are doom scrolling on TikTok
Didn't
right
they
now.
they stopped daylight? Is it daylight savings?
Daylight savings is what we're moving into. That's what we want is daylight savings.
So what is it that we don't want daylight?
Daylight takeaway. I can't remember. I think it's called daylight standard time.
I don't know.
It's stupid.
Didn't somewhere stopped doing it?
I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember where it
country?
was. I honestly have no idea, but I thought Michigan was going to be.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's per state or what it was.
I know that,
but I know that there
it.
was a lot of talk about it. It got passed somewhere.
Yeah. See, the problem is here in Michigan for states that have it. What we decided to do in Michigan is we came up with this bright idea. Wouldn't it be great if when you went to work in the morning or went to school or did anything in the morning? What's that?
It's because of the farmers.
What do you mean it's because of the farmers?
That's why, right, guys?
What, that we decided? But that still doesn't make sense.
It has something to do with crops, cattle, farmers.
The cattle farms. But what is so here? Because here's the thing.
Back me up, guys.
I'm not disagreeing, but what I'm saying is, if that's the truth, then it makes even more sense to keep it all the time. Because what we decided to do is we said, let's make it so that it's dark when you first wake up and it's dark when you get home.
Keith Simon, he said Indiana's
the one that get away from it?
Do not comply.
With daylight. See, I want to do, you know what? Let me tell you something. I did this one year and it messed everybody up and it was hard. I might try this again. I decided that I was not going to participate in non-daylight savings time.
Okay.
Because here, like I said, okay, so we're going to go into winter when everybody's depressed anyway.
Yeah.
We're going to change our clock so that when you wake up and have to go somewhere, it's dark. And then when you get out of whatever that place is, it's dark. So you never get sun. That's a great freaking idea. Or you don't do that and you get your sun.
But everybody would be at the meeting. You don't show up to the meeting an hour.
That's okay. You know what? I got
You're
another
either
goal.
an hour
I'm
late or
adding
an hour early.
No, because listen, as an entrepreneur, we get to control our schedule. I did this for a year, and it didn't make it the whole year.
Yeah.
But when daylight saving times, I love. All right, because now all of a sudden, you get sun longer in the evenings. You wake up. That should be our standard time. Like, why take away our sun? That's when we get depressed.
No, I know.
So I said, all right, when we switch our clocks back, I'm not switching my clock back. I'm going to keep the same schedule that I have kept. And it is what it is. As an entrepreneur, you could do that, right? Like, look, because of daylight, I don't meet
you
past
can attempt
4
it
because it's I'm
just
going to try it again.
when you working with other people, like we should just all do it as one.
That's what we need to do. The
state.
Two things that we need to do. Number one, we all need to leave NAR. My opinion. Check with your broker. And then we all need to just say, you know what? Let's just all sync up on whatever gives us the most sun. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And we need to add that 25th hour finally. That has been
in
around.
the summer, we get the sun till like 8 p.m.
Which is perfect.
8:30 on a good
let's
day.
do that. Let's keep that.
We're so happy. We get so much stuff done. And then after work, we can go home and still enjoy
I would never want to buy
day.
a car that was made in the winter.
No, yeah.
Because those factory workers go in when it's dark. They're depressed and angry.
Yeah, that's true. It's probably going to fall apart.
I'm telling you right now, all the cars that have blown up or had issues, they were built during the winter. I almost guarantee it.
Right here in Michigan.
Yep. Summertime, though. Yeah. Oh, wow. Get a good endorsement from the state of Michigan. That Michigan-owned, Michigan-made car. Don't buy it.
Michigan-made. Pontiac.
Yeah. Remember Pontiacs?
Yeah.
Those were fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, one last thing that I wanted to show you, and I don't have enough time to do it. So there's 2 things I'm going to do. Number one, because you kind of challenged me to do it, and I brought it up on the show, I'm going to release that video about the bird. But I also feel like I can now, too.
I think you can.
Because I have another one on the way, hopefully. I got to figure out how to get it from Indiana. But it's there. It's Goofy Guy is the name of this bird. I sent you a video of it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to post that. Number 2, there's one last thing that I wanted to show you, and I do not have time and cannot load it right now.
Oh.
And that is our swag is ready.
Oh.
So as soon as we get off of here, I'm going to go back to the desk where it's all sitting, all the pictures and the
get
files
it set
on my
up
desk.
and then call me over.
And I'll show you. Yeah.
And then we'll share it with you guys, of course.
Well, I got the secondary camera going now too, is another thing. So we have extra things that we can do. Yay!
Hi, secondary camera.
So anyway, that is it. We are officially, this is our official launch going into season number 2. This is our preview pre-episode. Get ready. We've got we actually have guests this time around, which is good.
Thank you guys for watching.
We got to get them. We got to get the guests. It doesn't matter. It seems like it's on daylight savings time or daylight stupid time. It just seems like people's schedules this time of the year. But we've got some exciting events coming up as well too, and that's the other thing that I wanted to let people know. We love to go to different locations. Maybe let's stay within Michigan for this one, though, for now.
All right, for the foreseeable few months ahead of us.
If you have a real estate event or something that's coming up, let us know. Hit us up and shoot us an email. You can find our emails at our website, which, by the way, is openhouse.fm, right?
And then if you want to be a guest, you're interested, and we've already talked to even.
Yeah.
The website, right?
One of the big events that we're going to be a part of, and I'm super excited for this to come up, of course. We didn't have the chance. I hosted and DJ'd. I don't know what I did. I sat off to the side and ran. It was a crazy corner. And that was the Oktoberfest Fight for the Belt. If you guys want to see an awesome real estate convention and learn through what I've always called entertainment, this event is for you. This is a script battle like you haven't seen before. There's an actual wrestling belt. When I first came up with the idea to do an event like this, I just said, how can I take wrestling and put it into the real estate field? And
we battle it out.
And then let them battle it out.
Yeah, no, it's actually probably one of the coolest events. Real estate events. I think.
Yeah. Partnered up with Keith, who I think made a comment tonight.
Yep, Keith Simon.
Yep, of Snap Homes. Snap Homes has kind of taken that under its belt, and is now driving that thing forward. And this time, I don't even know if people know this, but there's actually golden gloves that they're fighting for this time.
Oh,
and
fun.
then the winner of that gets to compete for the belt. It's going to be a super great event. You're entertained the entire time.
People who come as well, you learn.
You learn.
Sit and so to have fun and literally pull something out of it in a fun atmosphere, I think that's why I think it's the best.
And we will be there broadcasting live at the beginning of it. So Open House, the podcast, opens the whole thing. So we will be at that event. We are looking for events right now in April. If you know of any, let us know. And again, if you want to be a guest, make sure you go to openhouse.fm, fill that out. You should probably also do all the things, which are
like, follow, and subscribe, of course, to Open House the podcast, and fill out if you want to be a guest. Message one of us. Go on the website, fill out the form, and we'll get it
messenger
going.
pigeon, message in a bottle, smoke signals, however you want to do it. But it is that time, Summer, for us too.
We're gonna turn off the lights, lock the door, and pull the sign.
Yeah, this is. I just gonna point out. 40 minutes ago, she goes, "I should write this down." And then you nailed it.
Yes, thank you.
It took two. You got it that time. Hey, we appreciate you guys sticking around. This is your quick preview of what season 2 is going to look like. Can't wait for us to be able to get out everything that we have. And, typically at the end of the show, one of the things that we were doing was we were letting AI. So the people, for those that are watching live right now, we're cutting this out of the actual podcast. I don't know. Is that being picked up on the microphone? That would be great.
Our neighbors are playing music.
It's like sexy music stuff. Right? It's really weird what's happening over there. Like I feel like they've got. Listen, can you guys hear that? Hang on, I'm going to turn the mics on. Hang on. Can you hear that? Is that coming through, guys?
I think it is.
Is it?
I can't tell. I can't tell.
So we have these neighbors, guys, and they can hear us because
the wall is paper thin.
The wall is really thin.
Oh, they probably heard this whole podcast.
But it doesn't. It sounds like the dude was like, I'm gonna set up this table, and they got like spaghetti out right now, and there's bread and candle lit.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a sexy song.
Yeah, it is. I'm uncomfortable.
And they got sick of hearing our voices.
Right,
Apparently, we weren't sexy enough for them. So.
That's funny.
Anyway, what were you going to say for the end of our episode?
Yes. Sorry. So we'll cut that part out. But yes, so the song. So we're going to continue to do that. There's also things that people don't know that we do.
Yes.
So I don't want to tell all the secrets.
We can't tell you everything.
I kind of want people to look. But for this episode, what we're going to be doing going forward is every time you guys watch an episode, and we're going to start advertising this out on socials really hard too. I need you to help me with this. Every episode that we have, we used to ask for that episode, like, what would you like this episode song to be? What we're going to do now is on any video that you comment on, you guys can put, hey, your next music genre should be this. And what we'll do is I'm looking for unique genres that are mixed and blended together really uniquely that people have had suggested. And then we're going to run that through AI and pick one of those. So what that means is it might not necessarily be on this episode that music is associated to it. But if you chose something like country, bebop, pop love songs, then that might be for next episode. That way I can have it ready already for when that episode plays, and then we'll give credit to whoever came up with this really unique genre.
Yeah, because we liked a lot of the recommendations were given last time.
Yes. So now we're going to edit back into the video and say, hey, we're going to leave you with this song right now created by AI, and this is the person that came up with it, crediting them below. Thank you again to our sponsors for the show, Title Partners. They are partners to us. They want to be partners to you as well. Feel free to reach out to them if you're a real estate agent in the Michigan area. They are the title partner for you. We appreciate you guys. We are very excited to get season 2 launched, running, and all the surprises that we have left for you, possibly even a trip down to Florida. And we'll chat with you guys next open house.
Next open house. Bye. See you next week.
Boop, boop.